Let me tell you a story. Now, in high school, I had some pretty interesting teachers. No joke, my English teacher for junior and senior year had a hit list for essays, and if you did anything on that hit list, she would burn your paper and give you back a plastic bag of ashes with your grade on it. But in my freshman year of high school, I had an English teacher I'm going to call Mrs. Ray. She did something that still gets me. Now, on the very first day of class, she gives us a reading assignment. It's called A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift. And if you've heard of this before, then you might figure out where the story is going. The point was to read this and then discuss it as a class. You know, friendly discussion. Now, I wouldn't call what I did procrastination. I would call it more of efficient reading, where I quickly read everything before class. But in my defense, this was a pretty long passage written in very old English, and I got bored after the first paragraph, and forgot everything I read after that. Now we get in class, we sit down, we get in a circle, and no one says anything. It's dead silence for like a full minute. No one read the text. And Mrs. Ray is just sitting in the corner watching us and taking notes, and we know that she knows we didn't read it. So we improvised. It wasn't a meaningful conversation, but it was something. But this one kid tried to get out of saying anything by asking everyone else questions, making it more obvious we didn't actually read it, but still. That jerk! So you know what? If we're going down, we're bringing him down with us. No man left behind. So we started asking him all the questions, and we hold nothing back. What did you think about the message that the author was trying to convey? What do you think the takeaway of this passage is? What do you think the author would say today? What about this? What about that? We basically asked him all the questions that we couldn't answer. It was a lot of fun. But then Mrs. Ray gets up and joins the circle. Oh no, watch out! Cameron. Ah! Do you agree with Jonathan Swift's proposal? Sure. I mean, yes. Yes, we need to get rid of poverty. Nailed it. And do you think eating children is the best way to accomplish this? What the heck? So, A Modest Proposal is supposed to be a joke that says poor families should sell babies as meat to rich families in order to get out of poverty. Well, bye everyone. This was a joke written in the 1700s. A lot of comedians today would say that this went way too far. And Mrs. Ray used this as an example to see how many people would actually read the passage. And because of that, this first session wasn't graded. Oh, thank goodness. And for the rest of the year, almost every student read what we were supposed to. And personally, I'm really glad that this happened. This is an example of a teacher doing something clever and creative and getting the students genuinely interested in the material. And personally, I think more teachers need to be doing this. And thanks, Mom and Dad, for not being that desperate for money. Well, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.